Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for making time to come to this mediation meeting today. My name is Eunice, and I'll be representing the World Trade Organization with my other team partners that I have, Prudence and Marina. We are just a neutral party, and we are not really affiliated either Canada or US. So we are here to make sure that the goal that we are looking for, that is helping to resolve the dispute that has to do with price increase and how it's affecting both parties in terms of their trade. That is why we are here. So please, let's all try to be very cooperative and understanding here, and most importantly, very respectful, so that we can really get to a good ending. So in this mediation, the purpose is basically to resolve this price increase issue that has arisen, as I earlier said. And in this meeting, we are going to have some fundamental rules that please, I plead with everybody to be very firm about these rules, follow them as it is needed. So in this meeting, I would advise that everybody speaks audibly, respectfully, and also just avoid any interruptions. That is, when someone is talking, I would really appreciate it if you mute yourself. Then after that, if you have something to say, we'll be very happy to hear that from you. Also, I would like us to use the rule, the Vegas rule. That is, whatever that happens in this meeting, please, I would really recommend that it stays here. As we all know the saying, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So please, let's just um, be very much aware of that. Also, we are also looking into the rule of tackle the problem, not the people. Whatever that you want to say, if you want to cut your message across, please, just it's a matter of you focusing on the problem and not tackling someone's or another party's viewpoint. So please, let's be very conscious of that. Let's also be very time conscious. We don't have too much time here. So please, let's be very vigilant with that. And also, let's understand that we are people here. So other people have feelings. Someone will be more emotional than the other. So please, choices of words, how you interact, body languages, everything is very important here. As I said, respectfully, let's try and make this work in a very good way. And please, if you want to ask any question, you can put down notes. If someone is talking, you can put down notes. Once the person is done and it's your turn, you can bring those questions in line before the whatever you want to say also comes to play. Please, I hope we all understand these rules and we are willing to follow. Also, this meeting, the process is that we are going to begin. So please, today I have my buyer and then I have my supplier. I have with me Alex, and then I have with me Omar. Thank you for joining us. So finally, once I've put all these things on the table, we can start with this in mediation. So Omar, is there any statement that you want to make in terms of this topic at hand? I want to give the platform for both of you to share your views on this, and then we can move forward as it deems. Thank you.
Hello, Inicia. First of all, thank you so much for having the meeting, and thank you for joining Pordance, Minya, and Alex. I really appreciate your time. And a quick opening statement, as you are aware, the price increase that us as Michigan Automotive Assembly Plant buyer we're facing is something that we didn't expect and something that we need your help in figuring out and hopefully um, finding a solution between us, the Michigan Automotive Assembly, and the Ontario Parts, since we have a long relationship with them. So I'm looking forward to hear from Alex and answer any questions in regards of our topic.
Hello, Alex. Please, we would hear from you now if you're ready.
Yeah, so I think the big issue for us is that a lot has gone on in the world in recent months, and we kind of are forced to raise our prices to protect our business. You know, we didn't ask for large tariffs to be introduced that would affect our pricing, and we unfortunately just have to adjust our pricing in order to protect our profit margin and our operation. And it's unfortunate that Omar doesn't want his operation to be affected, but we need to do something in order to protect our operation, because if we just keep selling at the current price, we're losing money selling to Omar, and that's not sustainable. So we're hopeful we can come to an agreement, but at the end of the day, we can't operate at a loss. So
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, Omar. I really appreciate how you both of you have been honest about this issue, and you are very open to ideas that can help to make this a win-win solution. So thank you so much for your honesty. So at this point, I would like to ask just a few questions so that we can really meet halfway in this so that everybody can get what they want. So my first question is to the buyer, that is Omar. So Omar, you're saying that these unexpected prices they just rise up, they just jack up with no notifications or anything of that sort, and that is really affecting profitability on your side. I totally bear with you that with these things, other opponent, that is Alex, he's willing to really be very manageable so that this can be resolved. So my question is, what are you looking at in terms of this price increase? Is there any um method or strategy that you would like to point out to us that our supplier can also look into if it will meet him his needs too and wants? If you can actually share any idea that you have to help with this.
As Alex said, is that we a similar case in our scenario is that we can't also operate in loss. We recognize the struggle and the challenge that the current supply chain industry is facing, and we totally appreciate the long-term relationship that between us buyers and Alex as a supplier. But the unexpected, like the main issue is basically the unexpected increase. To from For us to rephrase our production plan and operation, and to make sure that we are still profitable, and to continue doing business, we needed some time to try to adapt with the price increase, not having it applied suddenly and on the spot. Um, I'm not sure if that's an option, but I would really love if we can negotiate if this price could be applied later, if we could have enough time to redo our plan and production to rephrase our operation based on the price increase. That would be my recommendation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with the supplier, Alex, how are you also going to help Omer's side of the business to resolve this unexpected price shoot ups? That I understand that yes, tariffs, like the new rules, is just unbelievable. You can't do anything about it. I totally understand that, but I believe that with the long relationship, as Omar stated, and as it's very obvious to all of us, I believe there's a way that you could come up with something that would, make them well prepared, because as she said, shooting it all of a sudden, it's time for them to, put their things together again and decide to be in line with your new pricing. So if you can find a way to make it work for them, that will also work for you, then we are open to that option too.
okay, so one thing I'd like Omar to understand is that we didn't choose this. We're being forced to do this.
Mhm.
I understand that it's unexpected. However, over the past couple of months, it's kind of been spotty as to whether or not tariffs were actually going to go through. They were supposed to go through, and then they didn't go through. This time they actually went through, and as such, we've had to adjust rather rapidly. And I understand that's hard to deal with. However, I'd really like him to understand that we're not doing this out of malice or just because we want to like increase our profit. We're doing this because we're directly affected, and we need to maintain our operation. So we don't enjoy doing this. We value the relationship we've had with him for many years, but at the end of the day, we have to kind of do what's best for our business. With that said, we would be willing to make some concessions in terms of how we would go about implementing this price change. I understand it is fairly rapid, and despite it not being our fault, we do have some control over how soon we can implement the price change. So we would be willing to work with Omar on what's a reasonable time frame for implementing this this price change.
Okay, perfect. So my colleague Marina wants to ask a question, and then Prudence was also want to ask just one question, then we are good to go here. So Marina, Prudence, the floor is yours. Thank you.
If you would, thank you so much, Tim, for coming to this negotiation. I've listened to both of you and your side, and we understand the pain. So, for Alex, I'm happy you are agreeing to give like a negotiation window for your partner, Omar. So, can you be specific a little bit, like what percentage do you think you want to work with? Let's see if that will be feasible for your partner.
So for us, I would like Omar to understand we aren't increasing our price in terms of increasing our profit margin. We've increased our price enough to maintain our profit margin. So all we've done is increase the price enough to balance out the increasing costs. So we're not making extra money off of our dealings with Omar. We're literally just maintaining our operations. So to be honest, it's going to be pretty hard for us to reduce the amount we're asking. At that point, we would be losing on our profit margin. But we are willing to work with him over time to implement this new price. So hopefully he's willing to agree to that, and understanding that we aren't making more money off of our deal. We're just maintaining our operations with respect to current challenges.
Thanks, Alex. I have a question to Omar. What's the time frame you will need to prepare on the price increasing?
Thank you so much, Prudence and Maria and Alex. I would say I highly appreciate the dividing the increase into different phases. I think this will make it deal with the price increase in a better way than having it all at once. I would say maybe if this 10% could be divided into 4% right now, and maybe 3% in the second quarter, and the remaining 3% in the third quarter. So it's not going to be all at once. So it will give us enough time to adapt and rephrase our plan and operation based on the price increase.
Thanks, Omar. Alex, is it good time length for you also?
We would be able to make that work. We're not making any concession on the amount there, so we would be willing to implement it over quarters. What I would ask is that since we are going to be taking a loss until we have met the full increase, is that the buyer commits to making us their sole provider of parts to maintain our relationship, and we have an actual contract going forward to ensure that we're protected and we have them as a steady buyer for our parts.
Okay, it's good. It's a good decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you guys. So Omar, so as you heard from Alex, happily, Alex is willing to do something so that both of you can meet halfway on this, because his price increase is not particularly to increase his profit margin, but to just put him on that maintenance kind of slate so that business is not going bankrupt. He's still in business. So I think it's a fair play here. He's willing to go with your time frame over the quarters. And with that, he's asking you to consider making them your sole supplier. If you can do that commitment for them, and it will be very, very good for them. It would also help them in a way, to balance their losses. So let us know if you're good with that.
Definitely. I'm definitely good with that, with the long relationship that Alex and I are having and in business. I totally understand that he didn't like the price increase wasn't because of increasing profitability. I appreciate that he took into consideration the effect that we will be facing if the price increase were applied immediately. So I will definitely do my best to make sure that we are helping each other through this crisis, and that we are having a win-win situation for both of our company, and continue this great relationship between the two companies. So I'll be happy to go to accept what's proposed, and you know. Glad that we reached into an agreement.
Okay. So if my team, Marina and Prudence, also agree with this, can you confirm that we are all good here?
Agree.
Okay, perfect. So with all this, thank you, Omar. Thank you, Alex, so much for considering that long relationship and really doing your best here. Like Omar, I believe Omar really appreciates this a lot. So with that being said, we will just summarize this agreement in a form of a letter of intent, which will be sent to both parties, and a signature will be put just to bind this agreement. And moving forward, I know and I hope that business is going to be good on both sides in relation to these tariff increases or price increases. Business is going to be good, and this relationship is going to stand for a very long time. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this meeting and you having the time to have this mediation with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.